So I'm just reflecting on the need for letting go and sometimes destruction to enable creation with our soul missions. I'm thinking about this because I've just decorated recently decorated, my mum decorated the front living room. But it would have been in my mind for ages. But for it to happen, everything had to come out of the lounge and completely emptied. The whole rest of the house was chaos. We had 4 days of all squeezing into kind of one area with furniture on top of each other. And right now I'm going through the same thing. As there's very excitingly a office cabin being made in my back garden, but there's a lot of moving, managing, diggers, destruction going on, much more than I was expecting. So how this relates to our soul mission is, I think sometimes we can have this resistance because we know that actually in the act of creation, in the act of moving towards what we are meant to be doing, we're going to have to not just let go of some of our behaviours, structures, relationships, work environments, and all of that can take a lot of energy or time, or can feel kind of destructive is a strong word, but when something's breaking down it can feel strong, and we've got to go through that without necessarily knowing where we're heading at the end of it, but trusting that process and trusting that in that unfolding we're then creating room for that, our ability to create something new. We're making room for something new. So we're not always building on what's already there. Sometimes we've got to deconstruct to create that space for something new. It's a feng shui principle where it's like, well, if you want new in your life, you've got to create the room for it. So if your house is completely jammed energetically, there's no room, there's no space for it, so you're not giving it room to enter in. So we can think about, how am I doing that emotionally? Do I have the space? How am I doing it mentally? My physical space, or what do I really need to let go of in my social engagements, or however we're thinking about the space that needs to be created in our lives, or what we need to let go of. And that can take resourcing, like it does take energy, and it can take resilience. So sometimes we might need support with it, whether it's just talking it through with a friend or having that therapist helping us on our way to kind of move through those mental blocks. I mean, I definitely know that for myself. Some of these projects have been sitting there for a while, and it's just like, oh my god, I just don't have capacity for this. But it's like it keeps coming in, so I know it needs to happen. So and that can happen in different ways with our work and our purpose, obviously. So if that rings true for you, or you've gone through that yourself and you're going through it now, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be back again soon.